Today, we're making classic Thanksgiving-style stuffing in the oven without a turkey. Step 1. Chop some celery. We need 1.5 cups of celery slices. Chop off that white root end. Slice each rib down the middle. And get to slicing. 1.5 cups of chopped celery will be somewhere between 4 and 5 celery ribs. Step 2. Chop a yellow onion. We need 3/4 cup, which will be just about 2/3 of a medium-sized yellow onion. Step 3, get a 20-ounce loaf of some decent white bread. Something labeled hearty or country style is the kind I like to use. And cut it up into some cubes with a big bread knife, a steak knife, or whatever kind of knife you got that'll cut through it. Just go long ways a few times, turn it all, go the other way. Not really anything you can screw up here. Just get those slices of bread cut into a whole lot of cubes. Get those bread cubes moved over into some kind of oversized casserole dish, or a half hotel pan, or a small roasting pan, or any kind of vessel that will hold it, is oven safe, and will give you a little bit of extra room to work with when you start mixing in the other ingredients. Step 4, add our dry seasonings. We've got a 1/2 teaspoon of kosher salt, and to that we're gonna add a 1/2 teaspoon of black pepper and 2 teaspoons of something called rubbed sage, which is pretty much the dry sage that you would buy in the spice aisle at the grocery store. Get those dry seasonings mixed together a little bit, and then sprinkle them across your bread cubes. Use a spoon or your hand to just sort of toss those seasonings amongst the bread cubes the best you can. Just get them incorporated in there a little bit. Step 5, get a skillet heating up on the stove and throw in 2 entire sticks of butter. Yes, that's a ton of butter, but there's a reason that stuffing is so delicious despite being essentially a pile of mushy bread. Step 6, once all that butter's melted, throw in your chopped onion and chopped celery. And saute that onion and celery in all that melted butter for a few minutes until it gets a little tender. Step 7, pour all of that melted butter and softened veg into your pan with the bread cubes. Gently but thoroughly stir and fold all of that butter and the celery and the onion throughout those bread cubes, making sure that all of the bread cubes get coated in some of that melted butter. Step 8, drizzle or splash or spoon in about a cup of chicken broth, just until everything is a little moistened but not soggy and not sopping wet. Splash a little in, stir it all around, splash a little more in. We're just going for damp, not soggy. And I'll mention that every step up until now where I used this half hotel pan could have just been done in a large bowl and then transferred into a casserole dish. So in the effort of making this a little more relatable, that's what I'm gonna do now. A standard 9x13 casserole dish is exactly what you need for a batch of stuffing this size. Step 9, wrap this casserole dish up nice and tight with some aluminum foil and pop it into an oven that's been preheated to 375 degrees for 20 minutes. Step 10, pull that stuffing out of the oven, get rid of the aluminum foil, and put it right back in the oven for another 15 to 20 minutes, or until the top of that stuffing has just begun to turn a little bit golden brown and just the very slightest bit crispy. Step 11, enjoy! And by the way, if you do want to make stuffing that's stuffed inside of a turkey, use almost this exact same recipe. Just don't add that chicken broth, and instead of going into a casserole dish, stuff it into the turkey. Cook that turkey as you normally would, making sure that the internal temperature of everything, including the stuffing, has reached at least 165 degrees. But when that bird is only so big and you just plain need some extra stuffing, or you want some Thanksgiving style stuffing and you don't feel like making a turkey, this is the recipe to use. Super simple, super Thanksgiving-y, super delicious. Be sure to like and subscribe and stay up to date with all our latest stuff, including future cooking videos. Thanks for watching, and until next time, I'm John, and this is Great Lakes Country.